Hello and welcome to Metropolitan Elites. The Lizard said...
What did you think about this thing about Laura Kuenssberg getting booed at Jeremy Corbyn?
I didn't know that. I'm not surprised. Even Jeremy Corbyn, even the mildest man in the world, has said, well, the BBC, for God's sake, it's just ridiculous. Any possible way of spinning any news at all. Oh, look at Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn. He's terrible. The disaster that has befallen the Labour Party since Jeremy Corbyn joined, when they maintained everything at the election and he was very popular. It's disaster. It's Armageddon. To be fair, the BBC...
Tories rigged the election? La 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 la.
To be fair, the BBC are always under attack. And the main thrust of the attack recently has been they're anti-Tory. So their response to that was to be monumentally pro-Tory. More and more and more as time has gone on. But we've passed the renewal of the Dewberry now. So they can go back to being socialists now, because that's what they are really. With all the right wingers working there, complaining that it's very left-wing. Yeah.
I mean, I do find the BBC coverage has got slightly ridiculous. It's a very sensationalist tinge to it now. That, Andrew Neil is always looking for the sensational takedown or whatever. Laura Kuenssberg is all about gossip and stuff like that. Well, the thing is, we've got lots of that in the country anyway. I mean, there's lots of commercial newspapers and news outlets that's their bread and butter.
That's the main thrust of the argument up against the BBC, isn't it? Yeah. When they're competing with commercial businesses.
Which is okay. A newspaper does well when it generates heat rather than light, because it's controversial and it drives sales, and the same with TV stations. It increases viewers. The BBC's role there is therefore to shed light on the news rather than, more light, less heat. Yeah,
that would cause huge waves though, wouldn't it? That would be a problem for them, because they would come under attack.
Oh, I'm sure it would improve the quality of debate.
Well, it would, but that would be the problem, wouldn't it? A lot of people wouldn't like that.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Imagine Richard Littlejohn's response.
The fallout from the Laura Kuenssberg getting booed thing was quite amazing. It was lots of journalists going on to Twitter to call the Labour members pathetic and ridiculous.
It's just
and then
ridiculous.
Laura Kuenssberg thought there was some kind of hypocrisy there, because Jeremy Corbyn include statements about how important free speech is for the press, how important press was, and the idea that Labour members booing her because she constantly misrepresents the Labour membership and Jeremy Corbyn as somehow stifling the freedom of the press to have
it's that old argument, isn't it? My freedom of speech. I believe in freedom of speech. You're stopping my freedom of speech by being allowed to disagree with me. You're stopping my freedom of speech. But that's not what it means. It means I should be the dictator and you should be stopped from speaking. It's such a non-argument, isn't it? I've never understood that. That's really common now, isn't it?
Yeah. I heard Charlotte Church was on the radio this morning talking about some musical that she's involved in. And the interview suddenly went, "Oh, you're a big supporter of Jeremy Corbyn. You think we've been hard on him?" So they complete tangent, and
she's quite active though, isn't she?
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about it, but I know she's politically active.
She went on, I think it was a Today programme, she went on that to talk about some play or something like that, and she got cornered about Jeremy Corbyn. I understand the Labour membership's frustration, because quite frankly their views are misrepresented quite a lot in the media.
Massively.
And the BBC seem to do anything but try and shed some light on it. The example was the Ken Livingstone affair,
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn had no say in Ken Livingstone's suspension.
Why has Jeremy Corbyn not acted sooner?
The criticism was constantly, why didn't Jeremy Corbyn do anything sooner?
Nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
Yes, absolutely no power.
That's a relatively easy thing. A journalist who's, who you would expect wants to...
You can assume they know.
Yeah.
You have to assume they know.
It's an easy thing to report, actually. Everyone's saying Jeremy Corbyn should have acted sooner. Well, here's an interesting piece of information. Not up to him. There's a bit of information, a bit of light, diffuse the heat.
So yeah,
interested in that.
They're not lying. They're just not telling the truth.
They're doing the same thing as everyone else, which essentially makes them useless.
Yeah.
They are pointless.
Which means there's no point in the BBC.
Correct.
Because you might as well watch Sky.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but not much news has happened this week, so.
Yeah, but we hope you enjoyed it. See you next week for more
Stuff
of news
Yeah.
from lizards. We don't
Yeah.
we don't tell the truth. Sorry. Goodbye.